How's it going, everybody? Greg Ehrenberg here from Stochastic.com, and we're about to walk through another So Rare slate. This is the one locking on Friday night. It's going to run for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got some players. They're playing multiple games. We got free projections over at Stochastic.com. I'm about to show those on the screen for you right here. There we go. So as I walk through these projections, like I said, they are totally free to use. If you guys want access to them, they're below in the comment section. You can click on those, get access to all the information we have on the screen here. And I know a lot of you have watched this video a few times, so to a lot of you guys, you're going to already know this. But for people who are new to this, just want to explain what these different columns are on screen. The projection, this is how many fantasy points we're expecting everybody to score for the upcoming So Rare slate. Last 10 average. This is how many fantasy points these players have each averaged over the last 10 games, which for So Rare purposes is the equivalent of the player's salary. So the dollar cost you see on DraftKings, on FanDuel, this is the salary cap we're working within over on So Rare. This last 10 average, this is what the players cost. Then the value, this is our differential between the projection and their last 10 average. So the higher the value, the better the value play is. And then we're going to find some guys who are negative because, well, they're out for the most part. So players like LeBron James, right? His cost is 49. He's projected for 0 because he's out. So he's a negative 49 value differential there. So that's mainly what I'm looking at when I'm building lineups is I'm taking most note of the value. And then also the games played is important because players are going to play multiple games for a So Rare slate. You don't get the total score of those 2 games or 3 games or whatever it may be that players play, but you are going to get the best score of any individual player, kind of like a best ball type format for the any given week. So we've got Shaden Sharp here as one of the top values. Whatever he scores in the next 2 games, the best score of that will count towards his fantasy score for your So Rare lineup. So I'm going to highlight some of our top projected plays over on So Rare for the upcoming slate. If you guys haven't signed up at So Rare yet, use the link below in the description box because when you purchase 5 limited player cards, you are going to get a 6th one totally for free when you sign up using our link. And that is a great offer to help you build out your collection. Also, keep on the lookout for some of the contests we're about to be running. We're going to be running some leagues starting next week. These are going to be totally free to join, and there's going to be cool prizes given away, like memberships over to Stochastic.com. So sign up using the link. You could play for free and potential to get some totally cool prizes from Stochastic, including some of our DFS memberships. But let's get into some of my favorite So Rare options for the upcoming slate, relying on our projections. And I'm going to start at the high end. Usually I count down my top 5, but there are so many guys to highlight here. I just want to focus on more than 5 and some of the top overall projected players and why they stand out. First, Anthony Davis, our number 1 overall projected player for the upcoming slate. His last 10 average, 50. His projection, nearly 62 fantasy points. So when it comes to Anthony Davis, we've recently gotten news that LeBron James is hopeful to return for the last few games of the regular season. But you know what that means? It means he's not going to be playing in the next couple of games, which is what we're most concerned about for this upcoming So Rare slate, what it means for Anthony Davis. So he's one of the best overall values that we have, even though he's an expensive player option. He's a great option for the MVP, one of the top overall plays on the slate. Love Anthony Davis with LeBron James out. And then we've got something potentially similar here with Luka Doncic because Kyrie Irving is questionable. And if Kyrie is ruled out, we're going to see a big role from Luka. And, you know, we're used to seeing a big role from Luka, but that gets even more magnified if Kyrie Irving was to be ruled out. We saw Luka return from an injury last game, and he hadn't played for a while. He was dealing with a thigh injury. He sat out from March 8th to March 22nd. So it stood to reason like, all right, maybe Luka's going to have to take his foot off the gas pedal. Maybe he's going to be somewhat limited. Not the case. 41 minutes for Luka, 38% usage rate, finished with 30 points, 17 assists, and 59.9 So Rare points. So he looks totally healthy. Luka is another good payoff option, particularly if Kyrie Irving sits out another game. And another player to highlight here is Giannis. So Giannis's price has actually come all the way down to 46 for his last 10 average. But for Friday night, there's no Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton has been ruled out for tonight's game. As a result, extra usage going to Giannis. And it's going to make him look already a guy who's a little bit underpriced is going to look even stronger. So those are my 3 favorite pay-up options. Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Giannis. If you have any of those, you're sitting pretty good heading into this slate. Now let's look at some of our top rated value options, why they stand out. One of them who I already talked about here, Anthony Davis, he's on the board as well. Not going to talk about him again, but even though he's expensive, still one of our best value options considering his salary. But we've got a couple of players from Portland that are standing out here, Shaden Sharp and Yusuf Nurkic, 2 strong options from Portland. Portland's getting fairly close to tanking as well. We've seen them say that if they keep falling down in the standings, they actually might shut down Damian Lillard for the season. I believe it was Chris Haynes who reported it. We do just need to make sure that Nurkic ends up playing today. He's currently listed as questionable. Obviously, if he's out, we're not going to be interested in him, but potential for him to be a good value option with his minutes back on the upswing if he's in there. As for Shaedon Sharpe, just benefiting from all the injuries on this team right now. Jeremy Grant is out. Anthony Simons is out. Justice Winslow is out. As a result, Shaedon Sharpe, a rookie for Portland. We're at a point in the season for them where they're trying to prioritize getting some minutes to their younger guys. Shaedon Sharpe started last game and played 40 minutes. Hard to not like him as a value option coming off a 40-minute game, whereas salary here, last 10 average, only 14 over on Sorare. The next player I want to highlight, Deni Avdija. Look at how many players are out for the Washington Wizards heading into tonight. We've got no Kyle Kuzma. We've got no Bradley Beal. Those are two massive pieces for the Washington Wizards when it comes to playing time, when it comes to usage, when it comes to ball handling duties. So Deni Avdija started last game in their absence. He played big minutes. He once again looks really good in our projections. Last 10 average, 16. We got him projected for just south of 30 fantasy points. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. If you have Deni Avdija, play him this week. If you don't have Deni Avdija and you're looking to play in limited contest, go buy Deni Avdija because I think he's one of the better values we have of the entire slate. Here's what he's done in his last couple of games. 2 games ago against Orlando with Washington shorthanded, 34 minutes, puts up 15 points and 10 rebounds, good for 33.5 Sorare points. And then last game, even in a blowout where he didn't finish the game, he plays 32 minutes, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, just south of 30 Sorare fantasy points. So a really good option there. By the way, another guy, Daniel Gafford, also benefiting from some of the same stuff. All those injuries to the Washington Wizards, Gafford's another guy who stands to pick up some extra usage, a little bit more time with the ball in his hands. Same goes for Ryan Arcidiacono, not with the Wizards, but with the Portland Trailblazers. You guys seeing a trend here? When you get teams that have ruled a bunch of players out, you get value on those teams and some of the other players who are stepping up to play extra minutes. So Kevin Knox projects well for that reason for Portland, as does Ryan Arcidiacono, who figures to pick up a lot of the additional guard minutes. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope that these projections are useful to you. If you want access to them, they're totally free, clicking on the link below. And if you haven't done yet, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And when you sign up at Sorare for the first time, use our link below. You purchase 5 limited player cards, you're going to get a 6th one totally for free. Good luck on the upcoming slate and have a great weekend.